Yeah, no kidding. They're both playing with an awful lot of confidence right now, and I think that's key. Confidence. You know, if you can plug confidence into the socket of any quarterback, they are all of a sudden. Gamer is not even as big a word. Both these kids have won big games. Your Deshaun here, Clemson just won a big fist fight out in Louisville, and that bodes well for confidence. You know, that he can gut it out with his team. You know, they had some situations not go their way in that game, and that goes to just a lot of just grit, you know, for lack of a better word. Deshaun Kaiser, this is another big heavyweight match for him. Georgia Tech was his first official start. And, you know, he was able to pull through. So once you kind of come through there and you go through the rest of the week with your teammates and, you know, they're telling, you know, you just get the reinforcement from them and your coaching staff that I was out there every offensive snap. I was able to pull this off. You believe in me. You believe in me. He believes in me. And, you know, it kind of goes in. They're both incredible passers for being so young. They're both very talented passers, which, you know, just as a fan of quarterbacks, this is what's going to be tough this weekend with, you know, this monsoon they're going to play in. So hopefully they're not going to hand off 90 times a game. But they are incredible passers, and they're a new wave, newer age of player. You know, so for the longest you had the big, you know, pocket passers set up in the pocket and just drilled passes downfield. Then you had the pendulum kind of swing to the dual threat and the Mike Vick, and wow, this guy he can throw it, but he can also take off 50. Now you've seen this kind of more moderate mix of pocket passer, but man, it's hard to get him. And if you do get him, it's hard to bring him down. And they're not run-first kids, they're pass-first kids. So that's going to keep Clemson and Notre Dame in this playoff race, you know, I think deep into the holiday season when you have this model of kid playing, especially this confidently and supported by offensive staffs like they're supported by. Don't forget those staffs.
Does Deshaun Watson remind you of any NFL quarterback?
Does Deshaun Watson remind me of any NFL quarterback? You know, there's elements to his game. I think the traits he's showing are NFL-esque. He throws with a lot of anticipation, and the toughest ball I think you can throw in football is that level 2 ball, right? So you either throw a ball, like if we played catch in this hallway, it's a level 1 ball because the ball doesn't come off the ground that high. Then you can throw a bomb. So that's a level 1 ball, and there's a bomb, but there's the ball in between. So I have to get this ball somewhere in a hurry, but it has to get up over somebody. That's a difficult throw. And those throws that you see Aaron Rodgers make, Romo, Brady, they're going on time. That ball still has a motor on it, but they elevate it just enough to eliminate this defender and get it back down over the linebackers. And I'm going to actually do a breakdown on that with Deshaun and Game Day. So that's NFL-esque. You know, I don't know if there's a name or a quarterback that I would, you know, necessarily compare him to right now, but, you know, he's got, you know, a big vision scope. He sees the field well. He's not gun shy and he's not greedy. He's right in between. He can take a home run shot when he feels he has it, and he can dump it down when he feels that's the most prudent thing to do.
This is looking way ahead, but his 11 games in college, what do you see that he has to most work on to translate to the NFL?
Oh, great question. I just like the progression he's on now, and I think it's a good question. What does he need between now and the NFL? Reps, you know, 2 more years. Young quarterbacks need flight hours, like a pilot, right? So no matter how talented you are or how much promise you have, you need time in the air, in the cockpit flying. And the more hours you can accrue, the better pilot you become. And, you know, there's only been 3 quarterbacks, and I think in the modern era, to play 1 year, basically, of major college football and then go to the NFL in the first round. And that was Matt Blunden at Virginia, Mark Sanchez at USC, and Cam Newton at Auburn. Everybody else needed at least 2, right? So I just think the flight hours are going to help Deshaun. And then physicality. He's not going to be the same size when he comes out of Clemson. You know, he's going to wind up being 2.25, 230. I don't think he hit his grown man growth spurt just yet. You know, he's still young and you know, kind of a lighter frame, but that frame's going to fill out, and then his mentality will kind of change with that frame.
Looking 2 years down the road, looking 2 years down the road with that in mind.
Yep.
You know, frame, size, growth, more snaps. What do you see for his potential? What's his secret?
Unlimited. Just because he is such a gifted, two things. He's such a gifted distributor. You know, I don't want to just say thrower, because to say somebody's a gifted thrower is limiting, right? You could turn and throw somebody out at second base, or you can break a window with the rock. To be an incredible distributor, which means he can throw you a pass if you're open. His grandma could be 10 yards downfield, he can drop a ball to her, or he can fire a shot to Randy Moss or Calvin Johnson or whoever it is. Like, he's a great distributor, meaning he understands the back end of the pass. Who's on the other end? How do I need to get it there? And what's the best route to do that? So I think that understanding is kind of natural to him, and he's very smart. This is a very smart young man. He played at a high-level program back in Alpharetta, Georgia. Comes here to Clemson. Everybody wants to play for Coach Sweeney, especially as a quarterback. You're going to get a run the offense. It's going to go through you, and that's exactly what he got a chance to do. So, you know, I think he's going to be an NFL player. We don't have to tiptoe around that. I think both these kids are, and I think Deshaun's going to be an early round player. All respect to the NFL, wise men and everybody up there with me touting this kid as a prospect, but he is.